Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crypto News Weekly Roundup. Your host here, Matt Zahab. Rachel Wolfson is still on vacation. She's enjoying Europe, and we are super happy for her. Rachel, I hope you are enjoying yourself. We do miss you, but we got Richard Levin back on the show today. Richie, how are you, my friend?
Can't complain. All is well in New York.
I'd love to hear it. Folks, let's jump right into it. Bit of a relatively chill week on the crypto front, but not a chill week on the geopolitical sphere front. We will get into that, but as always, we will start with some pricing. First and foremost, my apologies. How did I not kick this off by wishing you all a happy October? It is October, also known as Uptober, the most common month for crypto ripping. However, we're a couple days in, and that does not look like the case at the moment. But nonetheless, happy October, happy Q4. Let's get after it. Time for some price action. The total crypto market cap is down slightly over the past week, down about 1% to 2.2 trillion. As we enter October, it's not looking like October, it's looking more like Poortober, as the global markets are on edge due to the Iran and Israel war. World War III may have started, and of course, this has introduced a risk-off chill. Bitcoin is down 0.9%, almost 1% on the quarter, and a 2.8% gain on the month. ETH is down 7% on the week. BNB is down 8% on the week, and Sol is down 4% as well. A lot of red, hopefully green kicks off. That's pretty much it for price. However, biggest news of the week, again, the war. And this, of course, Richard, impacted the price of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Bitcoin drops to like 60,000 following Iran's missile strike on Israel. This is kind of par for the course with Iran tensions in the Middle East. Risk-on assets like that are typically the first to go because they're the most liquid and they can move the most quick. Watching this unfold in real time on Twitter is quite crazy. But, it looks like things have kind of died down after this initial thing and the markets are bouncing back a little bit today. So hopefully this won't escalate into something more and we can continue with a healthy October. But I guess all eyes on the Middle East at this point. But interesting enough, CZ got out of jail. Tell us about it.
CZ is out of jail. I don't know if it's good that I sort of love the guy or not. I know he's done some shady shit. I think he's done a lot of good for the crypto industry. I think he's a hilarious lad as well, obviously very wealthy. Former Binance CEO Changpeng, also known as CZ, one of the GOATs, was released from prison after serving a mere 118 days of his 4-month sentence. The court ordered CZ to pay a personal fine of $50 million. Richard, if you and I had to pay that fine, we, could not do that because we don't have $50 million for him. That's like you and I going to McDonald's and getting an Egg McMuffin in the morning. On separate news, Binance also received a separate penalty of $4.3 billion. Also a drop in the hat for Binance. Pretty wild stuff. Can't wait for the next CZ 4-banger tweet that will hit the Twitter sphere, now known as the X sphere. Gotta love CZ. In other news, sort of on the degenerate front, if we will, Richard, memes are buzzing, especially MOODENG. You got to tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, I mean, MOODENG came out of nowhere. I guess this is that cute little pygmy hippo in the Thai zoo that's captured the hearts and minds of social media, and of course has made its way into crypto Twitter. So the meme has launched. It's up like 300% plus in the last week or so after launching on pump.fun. So yeah, like 400% in 2 weeks, essentially, with whales investing millions. Got bid, Sun Pump, they join hands with Arthur Hayes to pump this thing. So I guess, we have another little cute cat, hippo, dog thing in the books for us. Kind of wild, but I mean, this is the meme world, so not surprised. But a trader actually nailed it on this one.
He did. And this, Richard, this was my favorite story of the week on Cryptonews. I love reading our news stories from our incredible writers, but this one hit home, a dream and a pipe, a good old pipe dream. An anonymous trader turned $401 into $1.6 million in a couple of days. Absolutely wild. This was, of course, on MOODENG. 3 weeks ago, an anonymous trader took a chance on 11.9 million MOODENG tokens. And again, that was an investment of give or take 4 Sol at $401. This was fact-checked by on-chain investigator Kakashi. He checked Sol Scan, everything looks legit. He bought in the trader, mind you, at around 500K market cap and sold north of 100 million market cap. Absolutely bananas investment. A multiple thousand X bagger, good for him, and meme coins might be back. Speaking of meme coins, let's jump to the opposite spectrum of meme coins. You have meme coins and you have ETFs, pure degenerate, not good, and non-degenerate ETFs for the mainstream folks and the big TradFi. Third straight week of inflows, which is great. Richard, throwing the ball over to your court here.
Yeah, so, digital asset products, ETFs, third week of inflows totaling about $1.2 billion. This is amazing. This is good numbers. BlackRock, Fidelity, some of these guys took a little bit of a lull there in September, but they are back the last 2 weeks pretty big. $1.2 billion is a lot of money, and it's all flowing into essentially, the Bitcoin ecosystem. So it's just more proof in the pudding that the institutions are here. They're continuing to buy, and it looks like just more and more institutions are piling on at this point. So, yeah, bullish for the long term here as far as the ETFs go.
100%. We got to jump into some unfortunate news of the week, and that is FTX. I thought I would stop hearing about FTX. Here we are 2-3 years later. We're still hearing about them. FTX crypto holders to only recover 10 to 25% of their lost assets. And they also set aside $230 million for shareholders, which is classic. Of course, the rich are going to get richer and the poor, or the average Joe and Josephine, will not be taken care of. Over the weekend, news broke that FTX is transferring 18% of DOJ forfeiture funds, which is up to $230 million, to FTX equity holders, which is also part of the plan supplement. FTX crypto holders are only getting 10 to 25% of their crypto back, which really, really sucks. But the funny part of this is that we get to, sort of role play in our own minds and talk about how SBF is sharing a jail cell with Diddy, which is absolutely hilarious. And I'd love to make some jokes on this show, but it's a kid-friendly show, so we're not going to make those jokes. Speaking of mayhem, last big story of the week, Richard, the one and only Don, Donald Trump, the orange man, is still going forward with his meme coin, which I think is absolutely bananas, but c'est la vie.
Yeah, mixed feelings on this. More power to him that he's embracing crypto, but he announced essentially that he's planning to help make America the crypto capital of the world, and people will be eligible to be whitelisted for this new DeFi token. Let's see how this goes. DeFi is one of the easiest, vectors of attack in the crypto space. So, I'm hoping for the best, but I'm always a little bit weary with new DeFi products, and tying it to a political candidate, it's a bit of a risk. That being said, LFG, let's do it.
Let's do it. Folks, that about wraps it up for the week. Richard, before we leave today, any predictions, hypotheses, anything that you would like to add as one of the crypto OGs at Cryptonews that we love? I know you've been on the podcast a couple times. I don't want to say price predictions, but any predictions for the month of October? Is it going to be Uptober? Are we going to be chopping around until November elections? What's your 2 cents here?
I think that, everything right now is all macro-centric. So, things obviously kicked off the other day with the Middle East, and that, immediately nuked any upward momentum that we had. Now, that being said, Iran did say yesterday that they will not escalate things further unless Israel does. So, there's two roads here. If Israel and these guys go at it, it's going to be chop season. But if things tend to calm down and they just cool off a little bit, then I see no reason why we wouldn't have October. Rate cuts are here. There's a ton of M2. There's global liquidity, which we're always looking for. China just injected all that money. So, hoping that nothing goes down in the Middle East, then we can just go up.
Love it. Richard, appreciate your time as always, my man. Great having you on. And Rachel, we hope you are having a blast in Europe. Folks, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cryptonews Weekly Roundup. We appreciate you tuning in as always. If you enjoyed this one, give us a follow on Twitter if you're watching it there, X now, and if you're watching on YouTube or any other of the video platforms, please do subscribe. It would mean the world to the team and I. Speaking of the team, love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Listeners, enjoy yourself. Keep on growing those bags. Keep on staying healthy, wealthy, and happy, and we will see you on the next one. Ciao.